This is the largest wetland in the world, where every step is slow, a cold stare. Those who dominate the food chain reveal a brutal truth. But that's just the beginning. A never-ending struggle between giants occurs in silence, painting a fierce picture of survival, where life never stops fighting to exist. Welcome to the Pantanal, a land teeming with silent predators deep in the heart of South America. Millions of years ago, a major shift on Earth created a work of art and life. The Andes, towering walls of stone, suddenly emerged from the Earth's core, changing the course of ancient rivers. Everything was predestined. Water became trapped, with no way out. As if God had spoken, saying, "Let the water under the sky be gathered to one place, and let dry ground appear." And so it was. God formed the dry land, and called the gathered water seas. And God saw that it was good. And so the wetlands were born, a vast floodplain in the heart of darkness, South America. But the Pantanal is not a quiet land. It is a place where change is the only constant. Beneath the soft mud, between flood and drought, nature renews itself without a ceaser. All forms of life here must adapt, fight, and reclaim their place. With an expanse of up to 195,000 square kilometers, more than 20 times the size of the Everglades in Florida, this wetland is home to over 4,700 species of plants and animals. For some species losing their natural habitats, the Pantanal is a sanctuary of life. This wetland region holds the largest concentration of jaguars and caimans in the world. Here, over 200 species of mammals, 98 reptiles, 53 amphibians, 325 fish, and 650 bird species live or migrate annually. The Pantanal is another world, an almost entirely flat plain, vast and boundless, where everything depends on the rhythm of two seasons: rain and drought. When the rains arrive, 80% of the wetlands are submerged. The rivers overflow, erasing all boundaries between land and water. Fish and birds coexist in the flooded forest, creating harmony and life. But when the rains stop, the Pantanal reveals another face. It is a season of challenge and adaptation, where predators show their strength, from jaguars and caimans to cunning wild foxes. Thunder rumbles, and the air holds its breath in anxious anticipation. The first raindrops touch the ground, followed by torrential downpours that awaken the vast wetlands. Water overflows. Floodwaters spread across the fields and through the dense forest. Fish swim in the newly formed waters as flocks of birds return from distant lands. Everywhere, creatures prepare for the explosion of life brought by the rainy season, a time of prosperity. Life doesn't just begin. It bursts forth in vibrant color and sound, and it's also the moment when predators prepare for their feast. midst of the rising waters, a giant otter pack charges in like a swarm, breaking the calm surface of the crystal clear water. The fresh water brings abundant life, but it also awakens the hunting instincts of the river kings. This is the time when the giant otter is busier than ever, not silent like the jaguar, nor stealthy like the anaconda. On the contrary, its presence is loud, vibrant, and full of energy. With a body reaching up to 2 meters long and weighing up to 30 kilos, the giant otter is not only the largest member of the mustelid family, it is also the undisputed ruler of the Pantanal rivers. It's easy to see that all web-footed species possess a special ability to swim and adapt to water, and the giant otter is no exception. Capable of reaching speeds up to 14 kilometers per hour underwater, the giant otter's strength lies not only in its impressive size but also in its social structure. A giant otter family typically consists of 5 to 10 members, led by an alpha breeding pair. Their powerful tails thrash the water, spraying it in all directions as the group moves at incredible speed. A sharp call echoes, the signal to begin the hunt. With a strong voice and an impressive underwater display, the giant otter makes a bold statement in the wetlands. The leader of the group, the biggest and strongest, takes the lead. With a sharp gaze, it spots a school of fish hiding in the depths below. The water stirs, no fish is safe from the giant otter's perfect hunting strategy. No main signal is needed, a few quick glances are enough for the whole group to spring into coordinated action. Each member takes its position and role with precision. The small fish panic as they are driven toward the shore, where the youngest otters lie in wait. With the eagerness of apprentices on their first hunt, they wait like living traps. A powerful leak breaks the surface, capturing a giant catfish struggling in vain. But it's no use, the otter family feast has begun. Life in the woodlands is not always peaceful. The rainy season brings a rich feast for predators, where the big eat the small. The black caiman is not just a formidable hunter. But it is also the ancestral enemy of the giant otter. The leader of the group stays alert, ready to confront any threat, lifting its head and letting out a piercing scream that unites the entire family into a strong defensive formation. Ready to face any intruder bold enough to trespass on their territory. Today, the food is safe. The laughter and play of the otters echo across the water, dissolving the tension of the wild. They swim and chase each other, as if training the youngest members of the group. But not everything is always so simple. The warriors of the wetlands know all too well that in this flooded land, a single careless moment can turn them into prey for other predators. At the end of the day, the otter family returns to the riverbank, where they've built their home with large logs. The young are cared for and protected by older members, while the group's leader remains vigilant, scanning the water with ears raised like radar. The Pantanal is ever-changing, but the giant otters remain strong, resilient, and united as a family. And whether the rivers flood or dry out, they will continue to be tireless warriors, fighting to protect their territory. Let's dive deeper to witness the hunter become the hunted. A school of piranhas, terrifying to small fish. I never imagined a giant otter could turn them into its lunch. For the giant otter, piranhas pose no real challenge. With a few precise bites, the piranhas are caught by the same razor-sharp otter teeth. In an instant, the otters leap from the water to enjoy their meal in peace. The hunters leave behind a calm river, while the remaining piranhas struggle to flee in desperation. Piranhas can grow up to 50 centimeters long, especially the red-bellied piranha, known as the most aggressive. They are the terror of small fish in deep waters. When they emerge as a group from the rocks, they unleash their most dangerous weapon, razor-sharp, saw-like teeth. In a feeding frenzy, those teeth work tirelessly, capable of tearing off large chunks of flesh in seconds. The black piranha, identified by her red eyes, has one of the strongest bites among piranha species. Her powerful jaws, combined with their saw-like teeth, allow them to cut through flesh with deadly precision. Over, piranhas are not always the predators. Man is the cleanest, oft wetland ecosystem. They don't hesitate to consume the vermes of floating animals or eventually fish, helping to cleanse the water and slow the spread of bacteria. This is especially important during the rainy season, when the increase in organic debris is common due to environmental fluctuations. Although its appearance may be intimidating, the aggression of piranhas is often exaggerated. In reality, their hunting occurs mainly when they are hungry or stimulated by the presence of blood in the water. In some areas where it is not prohibited, piranhas can be bought as pets. The red-bellied piranha is the most common piranha species kept. It is important to keep them alone or in groups of 4 or more, as they tend to show aggression toward each other if kept in pairs. Although they are dangerous, piranhas rarely pose a serious risk to humans. However, attacks have occurred, especially in situations where the piranha group is stressed. It is important to note that piranhas are carnivores, quick and efficient, equipped with unique teeth. Whether predator or prey, piranhas are an essential part of the wetland ecosystem. They help maintain balance by controlling small fish populations and cleaning organic debris from the water. Beneath the vast waters of the river, they are not just small warriors but also demonstrate remarkable adaptability in a challenging environment like the wetlands. This is the role of predator and prey, constantly exchanged in an endless survival cycle. Below the murky water, a silent predator emerges. No need to rush or flex its power, but when it strikes, nothing escapes its deadly grip. The anaconda, the largest snake in the world, is a legendary symbol of the wetlands. With a length of up to 8 meters and a weight exceeding 100 kilograms, the anaconda is like a giant ghost lurking in the Los Rios. Don't be fooled by its majestic size. Unlike other large snakes that might make an appearance, the anaconda is a calculated, patient predator. Its danger matches its massive allure, a silent hunter that never fails. The natural camouflage blends seamlessly with the vegetation and mud, giving them a clear advantage, especially at night. The anaconda remains motionless beneath the murky water, not chasing prey impulsively, but mastering the art of ambush. Its massive body mimics the submerged tree branches or lies buried in the mud. The surrounding area seems eerily calm, with only its small eyes barely protruding from the surface, silently watching and observing. It reveals nothing of its presence. A mouse se sentirà territory sold never avere to venture, either by carelessness or misfortune. A capybara quietly steps down to the riverbank, unaware of the danger. Even a nearby young crocodile, unsuspecting, becomes a potential victim. The attack happens in an instant. Fast as lightning, the anaconda strikes before the prey has time to react. There's no escape. With a pressure of 90 psi, the constriction halts blood flow, suffocating the prey in mere minutes. That's the anaconda's deadly hunting strategy, relentless and flawless. A silent paradise, vast and terrifying, deep within the swamp. The Pantanal is the perfect home for the anaconda, raging rivers, vast lakes, and dense vegetation that provide shelter and abundant food. During the rainy season, when the waters rise, the anaconda expands its hunting territory. Gliding through the flooded forests. Lurking, waiting for any unfortunate creature to cross its path. Although it is a formidable predator, the anaconda doesn't always hunt. A large meal can keep it satisfied for weeks, or even months. After a feast, it often seeks a quiet spot to digest, displaying remarkable patience. This is the moment when the anaconda is most vulnerable, as its slow metabolism during digestion makes it increasingly less capable of defending itself. The anaconda is a vital link in the food chain of the wetlands, helping control animal populations and maintaining the balance of the ecosystem. It often hunts weak or absent prey, contributing to a healthier population of other species. In the swamp world, the largest creatures always play an irreplaceable role in the endless cycle of life. The leaves whisper as the quick, small steps move across the damp, soft earth. A group of coatis appears like a team of eager explorers, filling the swamp with their energy, hustle, and bustle after the first rains of the season. Beneath the dense forest, the black and white rings of the coatis rise, marking a day full of activity. One by one, like a perfectly organized little army, the leader moves ahead, sniffing the ground with intensity, as if deciphering hidden clues beneath the earth. The forest comes alive as the group begins to search. One climbs a decaying log, using its sharp claws to lift the bark and uncover hidden insects. Another detects the scent of ripe fruit on a higher branch. and with a lead toward them, the youngest, still clumsy in the group, learns and explores with boundless curiosity. From above, a pair of toucans watches carefully, their bright orange peaks shining into the filtered sunlight that streams through the leaves. They patiently wait for the coatis to drop some small fruit, ready to take advantage of the opportunity. The group of coatis keeps moving, and along the way, they often disturb the pirapitangas swimming near the shore. But coatis are not just explorers. They also play a fundamental role in the wetland ecosystem. As they walk through the forest, the seeds from the fruits they've eaten are scattered. These seeds fall to the ground, nourished by the moist soil of the rainy season, and soon begin to sprout, creating new plants. The palms grow, becoming a refuge for the Jacinto long-tailed parrot, food for the capybaras, and shade for other creatures. So, the small steps of the coatis quietly contribute to the life cycle of the wetlands, a cycle of constant destruction and rebirth. But even amidst the vitality, danger lurks. A fleeting movement among the bushes could be a jaguar lurking. The coatis quickly gather, forming a heart-shaped circle, with the youngest at the center. An alarm call breaks the silence, spreading like a warning to other forest creatures. The toucans immediately take flight, seeking higher branches. Perhaps sensing no advantage, the jaguar silently withdraws, allowing the forest to slowly return to its normal rhythm. When the danger passes, the coati group resumes its activities. They climb trees, cross muddy areas, or remove dry leaves to search for insects and seeds. In the wetlands during the rainy season, where life bursts with color and sound, the coatis are tireless artists, filled with movement and music, a perfect painting of nature. Through winding rivers and flooded forests, another creature reigns in its own territory. From above, the harpy eagle watches in silence, ready to execute a perfect hunt. With a wingspan exceeding 2 meters, the harpy eagle glides like a ghost across the sky, not rushing, its mystical eyes sweeping through the dense forest. At this moment, the harpy eagle is almost invisible, camouflaged in the gray-blue of the horizon. Below, a troop of howler monkeys carelessly leaps between branches, unaware of the lurking danger. The harpy eagle locks onto its target, a young monkey, separated from the troop, absorbed in a ripe fruit. A slight oversight and its position is revealed. Then, the harpy strikes. From nearly 30 meters above, the harpy eagle dives sharply at speeds of up to 80 kilometers per hour. Everything happens in an instant. The harpy traps its prey with its enormous talons, 13 to 30 centimeters long and razor sharp. The monkey can only cry before being lifted off the ground. The rest of the capuchins panic, scrambling between the branches and emitting alarm calls, but it's too late. The harpy eagle kills swiftly, disappearing among the leaves with its prize. Back at its nest, high in the tallest tree in the forest, the harpy eagle lands carefully. Its nest, a sturdy structure woven from large branches, houses two anxious chicks awaiting their meal. This is not just a meal, it is the first lesson for the next generation, how it happened, and how to hunt in a challenging environment like the swamp. The harpy eagle doesn't hunt just to survive, it is the ruler of the swamp skies, a crucial factor in the balance of the forest ecosystem. By hunting animals like sloths, howler monkeys, and even large birds, the harpy eagle helps regulate populations, preventing excessive competition for resources. With vision more than 8 times sharper than that of humans, the harpy eagle can detect even the slightest movements from hundreds of meters away. The talons not only crush the bones of their prey, but also allow them to grip onto thinner, more fragile branches. However, the harpy eagle doesn't always succeed. Sometimes, its prey, like the capuchins, offers fierce resistance, hiding so well that the harpy is forced to retreat. But their failures reveal their true strength: patience and extraordinary adaptability. In another hunt, the harpy eagle locates a sloth slowly moving along a thick branch. This time, the harpy eagle doesn't wait until it's close. A black caiman rises from the water, hiding on the shore. As the harpy dives, the crocodile also strikes from below. A fierce confrontation ensues between two apex predators, each trying to protect its prey. In the Pantanal, there is no room for the weak. The rain is stopped, and the dry season arrives as an unrelenting test for all the creatures of the swamp. The majestic rivers of the rainy season are now reduced to small streams, surrounded by vast expanses of cracked mud. The scorching heat fills the air with a stifling sense of sultriness. Every creature struggles to find the most valuable resource, water. It's not just a challenge from nature, but also a test of faith. For in him, all things were created, both in heaven and on earth. Visible and invisible, whether thrones, dominions, or principalities, all things were created through him and for him. The snow in the Pantanal does not mark its end, but is part of the natural cycle designed by God, where trials forge strength and resilience. The remnants of the swamp, once the refuge of countless species, now lie desolate and barren. The vegetation turns brown and yellow, emitting a dry scent under the relentless sun. The animals are forced to gather around the last remaining water. These are not just sources of life, but also fierce arenas, where the strong survive and the weak are quickly eliminated. The heat has burned away the ferocity and resistance of the jaguar. The jaguar is forced to retreat, its long legs striking the cracked earth, leaving deep marks on the dry mud. Dust rises with each step, but it doesn't stop. Its long tail gently curves behind, balancing every movement as it moves through the dry vegetation. The scarce water walls are a magnet, but they also hide deadly traps. During the dry season, animals gather around these spots, always on high alert. This forces the jaguar to use smarter hunting strategies, rather than relying solely on its strength. The prey is thirsty, but the jaguar is not in a hurry. It pauses. Its golden coat, marked with rosette-shaped spots, blends perfectly with the dry vegetation. The branches and grass sway in the wind, concealing his massive form. His eyes, golden like two pieces of amber, shine brightly in the scorching sunlight. Fixed on their target, a distracted capybara, the group lags behind. The jaguar waits, employing its famous silent hunting technique. This is not just a hunt, it is a masterful display of patience. The capybara takes one more step, a deadly step. The jaguar strikes in an instant, all its power unleashed, reaching speeds of nearly 60 kilometers per hour in just a few steps. Its 5 centimeters long claws sink deep into the ground, enhancing balance as it runs through the rutted terrain. The capybaras flee in panic, but the jaguar is faster, stronger. A spectacular leap of nearly 6 meters brings it closer to its prey. With the strongest jaws of any cat, capable of exerting 1,500 psi, it sinks its bite into the neck of its target. No matter how many capybaras fight desperately, there is no escape. In just a few seconds, it will all be over. Death comes quickly, as silent as the jaguar's presence. The camera on the socket cuts through the dry mud into the shadow of a large tree. But the dry season of the swamp does not allow any predator to rest for too long. While the jaguar enjoys its meal, the scent of blood spreads through the air. In the distance, a black vulture begins to circle the sky. But it is not alone. A low, deep growl emanates from within the bushes. A young jaguar approaches, not as a strike, but as a challenge. The dry season is unforgiving, intensifying competition for resources. The struggle for control of food becomes a heated battle. Weighing around 70 kilograms, the young jaguar is no match for the strength of the seasoned warrior, who weighs over 95 kilograms. Yet, Hunter drags him to the brink of recklessness. The veteran jaguar growls, his sound echoing through the silent landscape. But the intruder does not back down. This is not just a dispute over food, it is a battle for territory. The first attack comes from the larger jaguar. Both cats become tangled, claws and teeth clashing, raising clouds of dust. The experience and strength of the larger jaguar prevail, forcing the young male to surrender. The intruder lets out a painful growl, having fought briefly before ultimately retreating. The dominant jaguar remains, its eyes fixed on its opponent until he disappears into the trees. It has defended its territory, the only place where it still finds enough water and food to survive the dry season. During the day, the jaguar often remains motionless for hours beneath the shade of a bush. It is at night, when the temperature drops, that it becomes a fearsome hunter. All animals seek shelter to avoid the jaguar's nightly patrol. With a sense of smell far more acute than that of humans, it hunts relentlessly. It can detect prey from a great distance, even through dry terrain and mud. Its golden eyes never miss a target. The jaguars of the Pantanal are true warriors, unlike their relatives in the Amazon or other dense forests. They face the harsh challenges of the wetlands head-on. the waters recede, they not only hunt on land but also take advantage of their special swimming skills, facing off against black caimans that can weigh up to 400 kilograms. They are not only the strongest predators in South America, but also the most humble and patient. Despite living in a hostile environment, the jaguar plays a crucial role in maintaining the balance of the ecosystem. By hunting weak or wild prey, they help prevent overpopulation and maintain the health of the wetland forest. In the wetlands, the jaguar is a sacred symbol, the spirit of this land. In local culture, it is seen as a guardian, capable of perceiving the intentions of any intruder. It embodies a primordial force, a natural balance that humans strive to understand. The dry and challenging swamp comes alive under the jaguar's golden gaze. This is not just a struggle for survival. It is a testament to the wisdom of creation, where only the strongest, the most patient, and the most resilient succeed in thriving. And the jaguar, like a king without a crown, continues to protect its territory in the magical heart of South America. When the jaguar leaves the well after a successful hunt, the world cannot regain its calm. In another corner, where gentle waves form in the shallow waters, another creature reigns in its own domain. In the wetlands, if the jaguar is the ruler of the land, no one can contest the throne of the caiman in the water. With an estimated population of around 10 million, the caimans of the wetlands make up one of the largest concentrations of crocodiles in the world. Dark and motionless beneath the water, the caimans of the wetlands reveal only their small, bright eyes and their protruding nostrils. With a length of nearly 3 meters, some specimens exceed 3.5 meters. The caiman is a master of camouflage. Its olive green and brown skin blends perfectly with the sediment-filled waters. The approaching prey rarely detects the lurking danger. The caiman is not defined by its speed, its primary weapon is absolute patience. A school of fish swims nearby, trapped in the confined space of a pool. The caiman is in no hurry, its small eyes tracking every movement. As the water level drops, there are fewer places for its prey to hide. Suddenly, the attack occurs, with a massive bite force of up to 2,000 psi, capturing the largest fish. The prey fights weakly, but has no chance of escaping the perfect predator. Within seconds, everything returns to calm, as if nothing had happened. Any creature that dares enter this territory can easily become the next caiman meal. Caimans do not only hunt for prey. During the dry season, when water becomes scarce, every inch of territory becomes valuable and worth defending. An adult caiman has no hesitation in chasing away smaller or weaker individuals to protect its livelihood. In another pool, 2 caimans face each other, not attacking immediately. They both raise their heads, flick their tails, and emit a deep, low sound. It is a ritual to demonstrate power and establish dominance without resorting to violence. But if the intruder does not back down, conflict becomes unavoidable. With a body covered in scales as tough as armor and a powerful tail, the swamp caiman is as formidable a predator as any brave warrior. A strike from its tail can repel even a jaguar. Its thick skin protects it from deadly bites, giving it an advantage in many battles. In the wetland ecosystem, the caiman plays a vital role as the guardian of natural balance. By preying on the weak, the caiman helps maintain a healthy fish population and clean water, supporting the ecosystem's balance. Additionally, the caiman is a fundamental part of the food chain. The young or the weakest individuals tend to become the prey of the jaguar. His greatest enemy, however, this relationship is not always advantageous for the cat. In the water, where the caiman has the advantage, even an adult jaguar should act cautiously when dealing with them. The dry season in the wetlands not only brings challenges but demands extreme adaptability. As the water drains, the caiman employs a unique survival strategy. Buried in the wet mud, its heart rate drops to just a few beats per minute, entering a temporary state of indifference, almost like hibernation. This ability allows them to survive the harshest conditions, waiting patiently until the first rains return. And when the waters rise, the caiman emerges like a king, reclaiming its dominion over the wetlands' waters. If the jaguar is a fast and bold predator, the caiman represents patience that defies time. Its existence relies not only on strength but on its incredible ability to adapt to a harsh environment. Remember, beneath the calm surface, there is a silent king, observing and waiting for the right moment to reassert its power. The rest of the anaconda lies buried in the wet mud, waiting for the water to return. The season becomes a cycle without end, where not only the predators must adapt to survive. One of the most remarkable warriors on this planet, the capybara, quietly displays its strength and the capybara, the largest rodent in the world, can reach up to 1.3 meters in length and weigh an average of 50 kilograms. Despite its impressive size, it lacks sharp claws or remarkable speed, making it easy prey for predators like jaguars or black caimans. Instead, its greatest weapon is the power of the group. A predator doesn't face a lone target, but an entire herd. A herd of capybaras usually consists of 10 to 30 individuals. With a clearly defined social structure, during the dry season, when the environment becomes more hostile, the size of the herd can increase, sometimes exceeding even 50 individuals. Living in groups significantly reduces the risk of being attacked. While some members remain alert and on watch, the rest of the group can feed or rest peacefully. At the slightest sign of danger, the sentinels emit a sharp alarm call, warning the entire herd, who then swiftly dive into the water to escape. There, they are much safer, as capybaras are expert swimmers. Thanks to their webbed feet, they can glide effortlessly across the surface of the water. Water is both a refuge and a source of danger. When they feel threatened, capybaras can submerge themselves for up to 5 minutes. Completely hidden from view, they vanish from the sight of land-based predators. However, even though they manage to evade hunters on land, they still face the threat of underwater attacks, especially from the black caiman, a relentless predator. The relationship between capybaras and caimans is both fascinating and fragile. In the wetlands, it's not unusual to see a caiman basking in the sun near a group of capybaras. But this peaceful coexistence can turn into conflict in an instant. It's an interaction that can never be fully predicted. The dry season brings food scarcity, but capybaras are masters at making the most of their environment. They graze on dry grass, roots, and the few remaining aquatic plants around them. Thanks to their specialized system, they can process food that few other species can consume. They also have the habit of re-eating their feces, allowing them to absorb the remaining nutrients and convert that energy into endurance during the darker times. In a shallow pool, a group of capybaras rests while the adults stand guard, their ears upright and eyes constantly scanning for danger. Understood. Here's the revised version as a single paragraph. A faint noise from the opposite shore breaks the calm. The predator has arrived. The jaguar must calculate each movement precisely, as a failed attack will alert the entire herd, who will quickly escape. The scent of the jaguar awakens the survival instincts of the capybaras. In an instant, everyone leaps into the water, creating large waves on the surface. But not all hunts end in tragedy. The jaguar's success rate with capybaras is much lower compared to other animals, such as deer. Thanks to the timely warning from the group, most capybaras manage to escape unharmed, ready to face a new day of challenges. The capybara is not just prey in the food chain, but also plays an important role in the balance of the ecosystem. They help control the growth of vegetation, preventing the invasion of unwanted plant species. It is also the capybaras that play a role as providers of essential nutrients. Their feces enrich the soil, promoting the strong growth of vegetation when the rains return. In the world of the wetlands, filled with dangerous predators, the capybara is neither the strongest nor the fastest. However, it survives thanks to its unity, adaptability, and intelligence, qualities of a peaceful and docile nature, rarely clashing with other species. Perhaps it is this calm arrangement that allows them to have some of the best relationships in the environment, ultimately standing out as a symbol of coexistence and resilience in a hostile ecosystem. The red sun slowly sets, bathing the cracked earth with the final rays of the day. Majestic creatures like the jaguar and the swat caiman dominate this place. However, amidst this challenging backdrop, a small predator leaves its silent mark. The bush dog, known in Spanish as Perrillo del Monte. The bush dog lives along the riverbanks, from the Amazon to the Pantanal. Its reddish-brown fur blends with the dry earth as its small eyes scan every corner, all unfolding in secrecy, without making a sound. These are not solitary hunters. Unlike their relatives in other regions, the bush dogs in the woodlands are more compact. With a height of only 25 centimeters and a length under 75 centimeters, they make up for their small size with excellent coordination within the group. The greatest leader of Argentina guides the herd through dry, barren paths with their small ears, alerting with the best sounds. In an environment where water and land merge, flexibility is essential for survival. The bush dog is a master of adaptation. Its webbed feet allow it to swim with agility, a rare ability among canine species. As it moves through the shallow waters, it leaves almost no trace. Its keen eyes, sharp ears, and body allow it to navigate the wetlands in search of opportunities. If necessary, it can quickly cross deep waters, areas where even predators like caimans wouldn't expect them to venture. This ability is crucial during the dry season, when water is scarce. While other species, such as capybaras or waterfowl, concentrate in shallow areas, the bush dog effortlessly navigates between water and land, maximizing its chances of survival. The true strength of the bush dog lies not in its size, but in its group cohesion. A typical pack consists of 3 to 12 individuals, each with a clearly defined role. The leader takes the lead, while other members observe, moving strategically or preparing for an ambush. They communicate through short, dry growls, almost like a code to issue commands. Unlike predators like jaguars or caimans, which rely on their size and strength, the bush dog is a perfect example of how collective intelligence overcomes challenges. They know when to wait, when to act, and always trust in their collective to survive. But the woodlands are never short of challenges. The brutal leaves give way to a greater threat, a jaguar moving through the area. The bush dog pack changes its pace instantly, not panicking or rushing to flee. Instead, they move deeper into the brush, following the leader carefully and completely silently. The jaguar is a natural enemy, but the bush dogs know how to avoid unnecessary conflicts. Although they can't match their strength, speed, or intelligence, their agility and wit allow them to effectively avoid danger. With the fall of night, the wetlands come alive, small birds cross the purple sky, while frogs and toads sing their songs from the dry ground. The bush dogs continue their march, quietly, without haste, but each step is filled with determination and strong survival instincts. The pack crosses a marshy area, using the uncertainty to search for the next opportunity. The name Perrito del Monte, given by the Spanish, highlights their distinctive musky scent. The stories of these pups, the pack hunting in the woodlands, are told as life lessons. Perseverance and unity can lead even the youngest to the heights of survival. The woodlands are a place where only the strong survive. Strength is not always measured by muscle or claws. The bush dogs are not the kings of the wetlands, but they are small warriors who are always progressing. And every step, and every soft growl, they affirm their existence in an unforgiving world.